people. Everybody's doing well today. It's getting nice and steamy here in New York, and you are not going to hear me complain about it. I'm still pretty excited. I wish I could get tanner quicker by walking outside, but that's my superficial side coming out. Okay, I don't know who this is, but our quote comes from Job, like a place you'd go to work, 28:18. And it says, the price of wisdom is above rubies. We've all been in meetings where we pick up a nugget of wisdom that helps a great deal. It's often something we've heard before, but never thought of in quite that way. A nugget could come from someone whose story we've heard 100 times, or from a newcomer. There's no telling. It can be especially helpful to keep these nuggets in a special part of a journal. Take the slogans one day at a time, keep it simple, and easy does it. These offer particular insights that we keep coming back to. We can add others to the list and collect them. We can go back over the list when we need to, or when we were asked for some help. It feels especially good to pass them on at other meetings we may attend. Each time we do this, we remind ourselves of their wisdom, and we often find a new insight into our own recovery. These slogans and our higher power can help us keep changing and learning. Today, let me be open to learning and hearing things in a way I hadn't thought of before. Wow, so many things popped in my head when I was reading that. I hope I remember them all. So, I've heard this premise, and maybe you have too. And I've heard it more, I think, in the role of having children. You know, if a child doesn't understand a way you're trying to explain something to them, you might tell them 100 times, but then they might meet their friend's parent or hear it from a teacher, and everything you've been trying to convey just clicks for them. And I think that can happen with messages in recovery too. We might hear the same thing a lot of different times or a lot of different ways, but sometimes, and I know I've been in this situation, there'll be times when someone is sharing their story and I find myself relating to what they're saying or engrossed. And then when they wrap it up with the recovery tool that works for them to help them with whatever problem they're talking about, what specific problem, it's like, oh yeah. And maybe I've heard of it, maybe I haven't. It's just the way that the light bulb goes on, or sometimes it's timing. I might be needing to hear a message or understand a concept or add a practice to my recovery. If I'm not ready to implement that practice or hear that message, I probably won't, or at least I won't receive it. It could have been said to me 100 times before and me not have my listening ears on. I think that where we are in life and the timing of both the message and, you know, where we are in our journey, where we are with our, you know, sobriety, time away from a bet, that goes back to the slogan, when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. It could be said with as simple as these, you know, slogans or notes from a meeting. Another premise that resonated with me on this was, if you don't want to go to a meeting, that's probably the time you need to go to a meeting. If you're having one of those days where you just don't feel like socializing or hearing what other people want to say, that's when we should go to a meeting. And I think what this talks about is the times that we do go to the meeting when we don't want to, and we walk out going, wow, that was a very impactful meeting, or that was just what I needed, or I'm so glad I came. A lot of times those seem to be the nights that the nuggets come to us as well. The part about each time we do this to remind ourselves of their wisdom, we often find a new insight into our own recovery. What that means to me is that it's a reinforcement tool as well. It's hard to learn something the first time, the 5th time, the 10th time, depending on what that is. Sometimes it may take thousands of times. I mean, I've been meditating the TM meditation since November, and I still don't think I do it right. It's still taking me practice. So that's twice a day for the last 6 months. I don't even know how many days that is or how many attempts that is, but it's over 100. It's probably over 200, and I still have not perfected it. And that's okay. I keep trying every day. But our brains need that practice to the brains need meditation practice, but our brains need practice of whatever it is that we're trying to learn. We need to practice whatever behaviors we're trying to adjust and shift. And that alone takes practice. And it's okay because the journey gets, I wanted to say funner. The journey gets more fun. And we grow and develop more the more open-minded we are. Learning is so important. And you guys hear me talk about me going to these classes all the time. And the amount of value I'm getting from the people aspect. I am not competing with these people. Our things complement each other. So it's very easy to hear what they're saying or to make it a game out of, well, if they said that, how does that apply to my life? That would be another proposal I threw out there is how can you turn the learning into a game, a positive game, a game that has validity where you're challenging yourself to do better, better than yourself, not better than other people, but just better than yourself every day. Are you taking those steps forward? The last line says it great. Today, let me be open to learning and hearing things in a way that I hadn't thought of before. I feel like I had a big aha moment yesterday morning when I was meditating, and there wasn't much new information given to me, but there was, some new information and some old information that I drew on. And all of a sudden, ideas and puzzle pieces get put in together. And I think that's where we have those aha moments or those really amazing days where we just feel like we're on cloud 9 because the light bulbs are going off and we can see either our growth or we can feel good about things that we've learned or tricks that are helping us, whether it's with cravings or relationships. We're always evolving, or at least we always have the opportunity to evolve if that's how you choose to proceed. And I can't stress enough what amazing world it becomes with an open mind and open ears and a little bit of effort. It's such good stuff. And you're already doing it because you're here. You're hanging out with me. You're trying to learn new stuff. I'm learning new stuff by being with you every day. So I appreciate that. All right, I got a bike ride to go get ready for. So I am going to check out for now. I will be back with you guys tonight. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks.